My phone is giving me grief today. And my computer, everything, all the technology. Unfortunately, I can't see comments, so I don't know if anybody's on. It's just not wanting to cooperate today. So I hope everybody's doing okay. So we're just gonna get started and see how this goes. Well, I finally can get it on my tablet, so that's good. So I think I'm gonna get the air conditioning, or not the air conditioning, I'm gonna get the fan going because I'm melting in here. I went to the post office today to mail a package to our sweet little bonus granddaughter, Emma. Hi, Tracy. Oh my gosh, it took me forever because you got to fill out customs forms and all that stuff, which normally, I mean, that's not an issue, but just depends on who you're seeing. Because the gal that I guess women are different than men, obviously, with this stuff, but she changed my form completely. So anyways, we're using this bundle today. And this punch. And honestly, you don't have to have this punch. I mean, it's nice to have it for convenience and quickness, but you don't need it. You can fussy cut it if you like to do that. So anyways, this is what I'm working with this week. And I just wanted to share because I've gotten some happy mail. Isn't that so cute? That's from my friend Cindy for my birthday. So she sent me that. And I got one from her sister Donna, who did some coloring. And then I got one from my friend Beth in North Carolina. She even did some heat embossing and some stenciling. And when I saw that, it made me want to do a card with stenciling. Not that this bundle has that, but I thought, well, let's just play with that linked together mask set. And so I made this card because Beth definitely intrigued me with all the wild colors. Well, I mean, I did wild colors. She didn't, but I did that. It's a fun card. I used a couple different stamp sets, so with that one. But anyways, I so appreciate Happy Mail. It really brightens my day. So to get together, you need a base card of 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I'm using shaded spruce. For the inside, you're going to need a piece that's 3 3/4 by 5. Is that 5 or is that? Oh no, 5 1/4. Sorry, 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. Okay. You're going to need another piece of cardstock that's 3 by 3, and it's going to go on the diagonal. So if you're embossing, you want to make sure you have it going the right direction. You're going to need some designer series paper that is 5 1/4 by 12. And that paper is going to be needed to be scored at 2, 4, 8, and 10. And there's a screenshot. Hopefully you can see that. And then I'll show you how to do the marking on there. Hopefully you can see it better. So there's that. So you need to measure. It's better to do it with a pencil, as long as you can see it. I hadn't decided which way I was going to go with this paper. So anyways, you fold at the 4 inch, you're going to do a mountain, and then you're going to do a valley. Okay. Do I want it this way, or do I want it this way? I think I want it this way, because I want to see more of the flowers. Yeah, that's the way I'm going to do it. Let's see. What you could do is also so you don't have to move your arm out, is to do 2 and 4 on each long end. Isn't this paper pretty? I just love this. This is from the Florals in Bloom. I gotta put this aside. Florals in Bloom paper. And it's got so many colors in it. So that's the back side. Looks like Secret Sea. This is the one we're using. And this is the back. Oop, that's upside down. This is pretty. Lots of florals, backside. I really like this one. I love the peach pie. And this looks like cloud cover. I'm not sure what this is. If this is pretty peacock, or maybe it's one of the other in colors. And that's the backside. Most of these, I have to say, do have coordinating color on the other side, because sometimes they don't. And cloud cover. So that's all the papers in this pack. Very pretty. I just did that way so I can reference it better. Okay, so I digress. We will go back to this. So up in your upper corners of each side of your DSP, you need to mark 2 inches down, okay? 2 inches down right here. Okay, hopefully I can see that. And now on this side, the same thing, 2 inches down, super easy. It is pretty, very pretty paper. It goes with another suite that I haven't gotten yet. And then you want to line your little tick mark with your first score line, and you're going to cut. And you're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Line up the score line with your pencil line. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Keep those corners because you're going to need them. Okay. Isn't that, I just love this paper. It's very pretty. I just want to burnish these a little bit better. And I have to say that this DSP doesn't break down as much as like scrapbook paper does, because the scrapbook paper that I've gotten, like from Creative Memories, or even some of the, like even the two-tone paper that we have, it is very light and it cracks easy. So you got that. You got to glue this onto your base that is 5.5 by 4.25. Okay, I'm using shaded spruce. That is my card base. So unless you're going to do a ribbon on this card, you can put this right on here now. If you were going to do a ribbon, of course, you'd want to put the ribbon on first, which I totally could, because that shaded spruce ribbon is gorgeous, but I'm not doing that. Even though it's pretty, I'm just not, I don't use ribbon near enough. Sometimes I have a hard time even remembering to use embellishments. So there's that. Okay, and then you take these pieces, right, that you cut off, and you flip them, and you put them right here. So it looks like you've got the top and bottom corner showing. And I'm just going to glue that right here, like that. I like this card. This type of card is great for using up DSP if you have full sheets of DSP. And even if you don't like the DSP on one side, then you favor the one that you do like. Because I've had that. This pack, I like every panel, because I like the colors. So you got that part done. Then you have your 3x3 base, which I embossed with the dotted circles. And because I wanted it centered, I had to really finagle it to get it just right there. Not that it's perfect, but did that. So that is going to adhere. I usually line up the points and put that in the middle. And you only glue on one side, so I'm going to put that on there because I'm going to do some stamping after this. So are you crafting today, Tracy? For you, it's either crafting or cooking, right? Okay, so there's that. Just glue it on one side. Okay, now I stamped this in Lost Lagoon and I stamped it off as well. Okay, but this stamp set, it has, this could be, I mean, it could be like jelly beans if you wanted it. Can be cookies, because then you can put this inside to make it chocolate chip cookies. These are more like shamrocks, but they're also flowers. So you could do shamrocks, because see, there's a shamrock. You could do shamrocks. I'm going to make it as flowers. This actually does all of these. It's got like a two-step stamping thing, which I have not used that yet. And this one, hearts, I've used that. I've used that, the candles, the cookies or whatever. You could actually, well, it's red rubber, so you couldn't very easily color on it. I'll have to try that with the Stamp and Write markers and see how they go. But I'm not using that. I am using these, which shamrock, flower, whatever. And I'm not sure if I'm going to, this is berry burst. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it the original color or go down a color. I think I'm going to go down a color. I'll stamp off once, and then you just line it up inside your jar towards the bottom. This is a fun stamp set. I really like it. There. Okay. That's okay. We will work with that. And I'm going to close this up so that I don't get my fingers in it. And I'm going to punch it out. Always crafting. Now, do you do anything besides scrapbooking and card making? I might need to get a piece of sticky note because that piece of paper is a little too short. I used to do cross stitch years ago, counted cross stitch. I've never knitted or crocheted. I would like to learn. That would be something fun to do, but card making and paper crafting takes up all my time. So there's that. It'll automatically cut out a lid, but I've got some scrap from the metallic papers, so I'm just doing a lid this way. So I have like this metal lid on there. So there you go. That is that, and that is that. If I hadn't put anything in there, I could have stamped that, you know. But this is just a kind of play, I'm playing with it. Trying different things. And I'm going to put this lid on there. I remember when I used to have like one of those flower presses, and I would go pick flowers. This is when I was a kid, and use the flower press. So that's like right there. And I need, what do I want? I think Miss You Bunches is what I'm going to stamp on here. Miss You Bunches. Let's get a block. And I need a piece of white scrap. And I'm going to use this shaded spruce again. Gosh, in like a couple weeks, school's going to be out. That's a pretty color. This is kind of a blue-green color, I think. The shaded spruce, it's got, I think, blue in it. That's a very pretty green. Okay, put that back. Now, I wonder if I can cut this without messing it up. Do you think that's going to happen with a paper trimmer? I don't know. I think it's going to be too small. Let's see. Turn it this way so I can see it better. 1/2 inch. Let's try 1/2 inch. See if I can cut this. Because I'm definitely not a very straight cutter. Ah, not bad. Not bad. Not bad at all. That works marvelously. So I'm going to have that go like that, I think. Am I? Or am I going to put it down on the bottom? Because I want to punch that up. Yeah, that'll go on the bottom. And we need to use the green. Where is my dark green? Is this, that's teal. Green. Where is green? Green. Just trying to get some of the garden green off there. And I'll put some of this on. There, just a hint. I could use like a Stampin' Right marker, but I want a little bit more color than that does. There, that works. So we have this, which I want to pop up with dimensionals. And I will show you a couple other things that I've made thus far using this card design. I couldn't even tell you who I got this from, because it definitely wasn't me. Let's see, so we're gonna bring that up here. Hopefully that's good. And then this with some dimensionals as well. Use my pieces. You do some sewing. I have a sewing machine, but I don't know that I've ever used it. I may have used it a long time ago. I went and took a singer class, singer sewing machine. They offered a class for beginners, and I went to that, and I think I made myself a skirt. Didn't like it. It didn't turn out very well as far as I was concerned. Wasn't something I was going to wear. Like that, Miss You bunches. And embellishments. These are what I want. I want these little dots. These are the iridescent pearls, basic jewels, because I want to put them in the flowers for their centers. So I'm probably going to use 5 of these, because I want the really tiny ones. I got these on my order again because I know I'm going to need them. Like that. And then I'm going to put 1, 2, and so now we'll have 5 for uneven number. Okay, so that is those. Now the inside is 3 3/4 by 5. Oh, that's still too long. That's 5 1/4. This needs to be 5, not 5 1/4. Let me make it smaller. It needs to be 5, not 5 1/4. There. Okay, now it's going to fit. Oh, that paper's so pretty. Okay, so we are going to put sending a little. I'm doing sending a little. Let's try and get this on a line. The one thing I think they should have put in the sentiments is note. sending you a little sending a little note your way. I think that would have been nice, but that's okay. I've got a stamp and write marker, and I'm going to write it. Let's cover this up for a moment. Sending a little note your way. So it's not fabulous, but that's okay. I think it's good enough. I used to have really nice handwriting. So I'm using the full strength of this. And that. Just like that. Berry burst, very pretty. I think they consider it berry burst more of a purple. I think it's more of a pink, but in the color wheel it's in the purple category. Very nice. I'll put that away and put some adhesive on this. Hair. Still a hair. Oh my gosh, I know it's mine because I see red. There we go. So there's that. And this is a very busy print. Very busy. So we'll do that. How's that looking? Good, good, good. Okay. And there you go. There's that super easy gatefold card. Well, it's a double gatefold card. So there's that one. The very first one I made was this one, using retired stuff, when Boho Blue came out a couple of years ago. But then I used the botanicals that are black and white, and I did this card. Could be a sympathy, but it's a thinking of you, using different stamp set, using the Damask embossing folder. And then I was using up some going out paper, that tropical lobster paper. So, and this was just stamping, no punching, no die cutting. It did have an embossing folder. Using that, I think it's Melon Mambo. And this one is the same, but I did punch out and did the cookies. And used a die there for the sentiment and more cookies. So, there you go. Cute little fold, easy to do. So I hope you give it a try. I know you will, Tracy, and I know you will definitely definitely amp it up, girl. So anyway, I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll see you later, Tracy, and I'll see y'all on Friday. Hopefully things will start working right. I don't know why my computer just keeps telling me error message when I try and go live on YouTube. So I don't know what's going on. So, oh, and I did want to mention to anybody, if you place an order with me this month or this week, you will get all 5 cards in a kit that you can make your own. It won't include stamped images, but it'll include everything embossed, die cut, scored, all that good stuff. So, I'll see you later. Bye.